Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we bring you around 10 of the BSTV GT4 TCR Challenge from the wonderful Oulton Park circuit in the UK. Now, in the booth with me tonight, at the moment anyway, all I have is Mr. Sam Boozing. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
And just joining us in the nick of time is Mr. Bill Switzer. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde. Good evening, everybody.
Unfortunately, Ryan isn't with us tonight because he isn't very well. So, Bill, just to put you on the spot straight away, Oulton Park, a classic old school UK circuit, tight, technical, hard to overtake. It's a track that's got everything.
It's absolutely fantastic. I can't perform here very well, but it's a great classic track. No two ways about it. It like you said, it has everything. It's a traditional, just really a wonderful road racing course, and I think it's an absolutely perfect course for the kind of cars we have competing this evening.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm with you. It's a track that I really enjoy driving on, but result-wise, I'm absolutely shocking usually. Too many places to die. Evening to Olivia and Marco Lewert on the chat. Let's talk liveries straight away, as we see one of them disappearing off the track. And I'm just wondering if Sam's got the paint pack running, because that looked like last week's paint.
That's certainly, I've loaded too.
Okay, let's leave paints for a little while then. Bill, last time out we had a win in GT4 for Andrew Hopley. Something that we say quite a lot, but obviously not as much this season. And Chris Shaw took the honours in TCR. So are we looking anywhere else for a winner tonight, or do you think these two will get things sewn up again?
Hard to bet against them for sure, but I don't know. You really can't tell what's going to happen. I'm a little surprised by the. We're in qualifying right now, aren't we? Well, I'm a little surprised that. Oh, there we go. We got a Porsche up in the top. I was saying, I would think that the Gay Man would be pretty good here. It seems like the kind of course that it may have the best advantage. Of course, it's hard to be the grunt of the BMW, but I have a feeling after they get a few, laps on them, I think the Porsche actually can possibly be a winner here.
Yeah, and we've now got another one at the top of the timing sheets as well. So on the screen now is running with our current theme of Pete begging me to paint cars in his favourite company's liveries, companies that he uses quite often. Tonight, him and Gary Craig are in the KY Jelly Special. So I expect, Bill, that car's going to be very slippery on track.
Yep, it sure will. There won't be any hang up with those guys tonight for sure.
No, they certainly won't get stuck anywhere, will they? So, right. So we are coming up to 5 minutes into this 20-minute qualifying session. As we said, a couple of Porsches on top of the GT4s at the moment, with Kevin Vimont leading the way, Tyler Newitt in second, and then the first BMW is AAA in third. In TCR, we've got Tom Stanley currently leading the way, Scott Malcolm in second, and Roger Morton in third. As I just see a wheel bouncing across the track there, that was quite good. We have a new driver tonight in Martin Brennan, so welcome to the league, Martin. Those that follow on the chat, our number one fan, Stacey. Martin is her other half.
Okay.
And he's been itching to get into it, and he's took the plunge, and he's bought himself a new rig and steering wheel and pedals, and got iRacing, got the content that he needs, and he's on track with us tonight. So we wish him the best of luck.
And I see his car's yellow. Good thing.
Yeah, I promised to do a paint for him, and obviously Stacey was heavily involved in it, and it started yellow, and then we tried to break the yellow up a bit. So
looks like a killer bee.
yeah. Right. So let's have a quick look at the standings if we can, Sam. So in GT4, Andrew Hopley currently leads the way with quite a commanding lead because the other guys have all been taking points off of each other. So Kevin Veermont is currently second, Stuart Dick third, Double R is fourth, and Paul Burgess is fifth. Now, in TCR, things are a bit tighter. So Tom Stanley was running away with it to start with, but Chris Shaw is managing to peg him back at the moment. So Tom first, Chris second. David Ayres currently leads Carl Hardy, they're third and fourth, and Scott Malcolm in fifth. And then in the team standings, this is where things start getting really tight. We've got H Motorsport currently leading the way with Result Clothing in second, Mika Esports third, Asymmetric TCR fourth, and Asymmetric GT4 in fifth. So they are your up-to-date standings. This is round 10. We've only got 2 more rounds to go of this season. We will have some news for you folks coming up soon about season 3 and a probable new title sponsor that is going to hopefully give us some fantastic prizes. And we've also got, I can't go into too many details, but we've got another league starting next year. And it looks like we've got a real life motorsports team that want to come on board as our principal sponsor. And once we can let the cat out of the bag, we'll also be able to tell you that the prize that they've put on offer is not only going to be for the winners of our new league, but it will hopefully also be the winners of this season's VRA GTCC and season 3 winners in the GT4 TCR. So some very, very exciting stuff coming up at the moment, but until everything is finalised, we can't let everybody know. Stacey has just joined us on the chat. She's got home in time to watch Martin. I hope she's going to cheer for him tonight, or whether she sticks with Mr. Hopley. You never know with Stacey, do you, Bill?
No, you certainly don't. Whatever the car is, it better be yellow. That's all I can say.
So let's go back to the standings. We're coming up on 10 minutes in. All change at the top of GT4. We've now got a couple of BMWs on the top with AAA currently sitting in provisional pole. Double R sitting second. Kevin Veermont is the first Porsche in third. In TCR, Tom Stanley still on provisional pole. Mark Heron is now currently second, and Carl Hardy third. So I don't know whether Chris Shaw is struggling or whether he's sandbagging, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see, Bill. I would expect Chris to be a little bit further up the TCR field than 7th.
Well, I have to tell you, I don't think he'll stay there. I think he'll work his way up. It's going to be a little tougher because everybody, as you mentioned before, is getting better in this league. They're everybody's coming along, learning, and what's really nice, and it's mostly Carl Hardy that puts up these test sessions all week long for all those guys to practice and learn together. And I think that's wonderful. That's really comradeship right there. And but Chris Shaw, hopefully, will get on his horse here. Well, hey, he hasn't done badly so far. So it might have to be his drop. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and the league is steadily growing as well. tonight we've got, I'm looking at 14 GT4s and 9 TCRs, because there's a certain Clyde Whiting that accidentally joined as a driver rather than a watcher. So he won't be taking part in the race. But we're getting some good numbers. Next season, once we get this deal finalised and we announce the title sponsor and the prizes, I'm sure we'll get more people join up. Hopefully, the guys that we've already got in the league will re-sign, because I think they enjoy themselves. They are a good bunch. The league goes from strength to strength, and long may it continue, Bill.
Yeah, for sure. As a matter of fact, we've every week it seems like, boy, I wish we had more people. Boy, I wish this and that. But what we've got here is quality, and I think that far passes quantity of a bunch of idiots, and these guys are not. These guys are classy guys. Again, we've had a couple little squabbles, but hey, when you're trying to put 2 or 3 vehicles into the same spot, emotions get a little bit banged up, and but we all come around, and it's good to see. It really is.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's quality over quantity, and I think if you didn't have squabbles, I think a good squabble shows that people care.
Exactly.
Petty squabbles are people just moan for the sake of moaning, which is when I tend to get a bit angry. And
unfortunately, sometimes the kid comes out in all of us, and it depends how long a fuse you got too. That's why I'm in the booth rather than driving, because I drive like crap. I get in trouble. I get in an accident, and I'm not really a happy camper, and sometimes my little temper shows it. So I'm probably better off where I am.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're retired. You get angry, you can go and have a nap. So that's what you do. But I think healthy. Healthy squabbles, like I say, show that people care, and they want the league to do well, and they want to do well within the league. So, right, where are we? Let's forget about squabbles for a minute. So we're coming up on 14 minutes, and we're all change again, Bill. So we've got a Porsche at the top again with Kevin Veermont, which has dropped triple A into second and double R into third. And lo and behold, just as you said, new TCR provisional pole sitter is Chris Shaw, which drops Tom Stanley to second and Mark Heron to third. So I reckon Chris was sandbagging and listening to us and waiting for us to say, he's not doing very well. Perhaps he doesn't like this track. And then we're bang, have that, commentators.
Well, I tell you, he's probably playing hard to get, or what should I say, sleuth-like, or stealth, or whatever adjective you want to use.
Full Bingham, isn't it? That's the new word.
Yeah, full Bingham. There you go.
I think that's actually going to make it into the Oxford English Dictionary.
Excellent.
Interestingly, Johnny Brandon is watching us, and he said he's never understood grumpy drivers. It's never happened to him personally, and that comes from Mr. Grump himself.
Wow.
So, we've currently got the smiling assassin on the screen. Make sure you do well, Tyler. The boss is watching. Nope, that didn't make him crash, unfortunately.
Nah. Oh, it's nice that Johnny looked in. Yeah, I guess, alcohol helps Johnny kind of relax, so he doesn't worry about, getting all upset.
He's not grumpy, he's misunderstood.
Is that what it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Ooh.
Tom Stanley just hit that tire bundle. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
yeah, and it's not a tyre bundle, is it, on iRacing? It's a brick wall.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Yeah, pretty crafty, what should I say, assembly there by these guys, taking a bunch of old tires like that and putting a band around the outside and bolting it together. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. So, incidentally, we are using the international circuit without Britons. Quite a popular layout of this track.
And no cow flops or whatever they call it, hislops, whatever it is.
And that was Britons, I think, that we just went past. I'm not very good with the
I
corners.
thought that was hislops or whatever they call it.
I'm not very good with the corners on this track. I'm not very good with corners on any track. I like the American system. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. That'll do. So
you got to go around them.
Where is Princess Pete? So Princess Pete is currently at the back. For those of you that don't know, I took part in the VRA GTCC on Sunday. I was probably the best driver on track, without a doubt, and should have won, but didn't. And got totally ribbed by Bill, especially, and Pete and Sam for the whole race. So,
well, I don't know if you were the best driver out there. You were definitely the biggest surprise of the race. Let's put it there that way.
What, like as in surprise that I turned up?
That you finished.
Well, yeah, there is that. I'm good at finishing races. It's the start and the middle part that I'm not very good at.
I give you a lot of credit. On paper, it doesn't look great, but you really, considering you really weren't behind the wheel on one of those things, you did pretty well.
Yeah, and my teammate in that, Scott Malcolm, who's in the TCR in here tonight, he did really well as well, apart from running out of fuel half a lap from the end. He would have finished a lot higher up. So, yeah, that was good fun. But, I think I should just get my own back on Pete tonight.
You must have used the foggy fuel method, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, see, Johnny agrees, like most entertaining driver. See, that was me. I think I was the highest mover. I was just absolutely awesome. Apart from Ben taking me out.
After I looked at that, Clyde, I got to tell you, I think it was you, buddy.
Yeah, no, none of that. Like I said, Ben had 17 miles to the right of him. He didn't have to be that close.
He had that dirt patch and everything.
Oh, sorry, just had to have a...
No, that's okay.
There. I was about to have a coughing fit. Right, so, Bill, we've got just over a minute left in qualifying.
Kevin Viamont's still hanging in there in first in the GT4s.
Nothing's changed, does it, in the top three of each category?
Whoa, there we go. Stuart Dick just bolted to the top. Wow.
Where did that come from?
Boy. That's a good one, too.
Doesn't look like he's got any cars in front of him, so we can't put it down to a tow. We might just have to say that Stuart has found some talent from somewhere.
I'm telling you, I think we might see a Porsche win this one.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to disagree. And all joking apart, Stuart is actually a fantastic driver. He's probably just the most unluckiest driver I've ever seen.
Boy, that's for sure.
If there is an accident somewhere, he will find a way to be involved in it.
I will never forget at Coda when he did his missile too. Holy!
Oh, the Exocet, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody just binned the Remembrance car. Who was that? Robert Venn? I don't know who that was.
Was Ben?
Yeah, we've got Ben and Rob in the BSTV Remembrance Day liveries, which we run for the whole of November. And then we'll be back to something a bit more sensible. And Stacey's just said if Martin takes anyone out tonight, please blame her because she promised him a racing chair, but they're out of stock. So I don't know if he's sitting on the floor, on a stool. One of my favourite stories that I retell quite often is when I started iRacing, sitting at a desk with the steering wheel clamped on it and pedals on the floor and an office chair on wheels, and hit the brakes very, very hard to avoid an accident. Shot myself backwards with my steering wheel in my hands. But by that point, I was miles away from the pedals. So, yeah. That was interesting.
I have a feeling you're not the only one that's done that.
Yeah. Oh, and Hopley's just popped it into seconds.
Look at that. I was wondering, he was running in 6, and I was really wondering. Boy, I tell you, he has the talent to be able to reach back there and get one if he needs to. He's an incredible chauffeur.
Yeah. Obviously, this is really the only thing that we see Andrew in. He has made a guest appearance in VRA, but that didn't last very long.
Which you'd like to forget.
Yeah. Obviously, he's just not as talented as me in them cars. And I hope he watches this back and agrees with me. But yeah, I don't actually know what else Andrew races, to be honest.
No, me either.
It'd be nice to see him, full time in some of the other leagues that we do. And
yeah. Well, maybe he'll be part of the new league you're referring to in the future here.
Yeah. All top secret, Bill. Don't tell him anything.
I don't know much about it. I wouldn't say anything anyway.
Yeah, don't tell him your name, Pike. Right. Okay. So qualifying is over. I'll run through the GT4s. Bill can do the TCRs. So pole position for asymmetric GT4 is Stuart Dick. Second, Andrew Hopley for H Motorsport. Third is Kevin Vermont for Mika Esports. Fourth, Abdul Al Amri for asymmetric GT4. Fifth, Romain Ratu for Mika Esports. Sixth is Gregory Vranks for H Motorsports. Ninth is Paul Burgess. Seventh is Paul Burgess for Ninth Light Racing. You can see where I got confused there. Eighth, and quite a way down, is Tyler Newitt for XVR Sim Racing. Ninth, Yaz Samai, Ninth Light Racing. 10th is Stefan Goebel, VTS Germany. 11th, Rob Venn, BSTV Esports. Sorry, got the wrong teeth in. 12th is Ben Cullen for BSTV Esports. 13th is Martin Brennan. He's a privateer. And 14th is the plodder, Simon Chester for Northern Lights Racing. Over to you, Bill.
Thank you. Over in TCR, we got Chris Shaw on the pole from Ascari Autosport. Second is Tom Stanley, asymmetric. Mark Heron is third, asymmetric. Fourth is Scott Malcolm, work guard by Result. Fifth, Carl Hardy, Result Clothing. Sixth, David Ayers, Result Clothing. Seventh, Gary Craig, BSTV, Win It or Bin It. Eighth, Roger Morton, Safeguard by Result. Ninth, Princess Pete in the BSTV team, Win It or Bin It. And we show Clyde Whiting because he signed in wrong.
Yeah, Sam told me to do it. It was Sam's fault. Okay, so welcome to Lee Joyce on the chat as well. He's obviously a Martin fan. So that's all of Martin's fan club in tonight, all two of them.
Well, if Martin ever asked what I think he should do, is he should try to survive. That's what he should try to do.
Exactly. That is the way to go.
And like you said, this isn't the most wide open course. It's real easy to go off this. So hopefully you can hang in there.
Yeah, I think Martin will be very sensible. I did meet him a couple of years ago with Stacey, and we did have a chat. I think it was last night, and he's a sensible chap. He's not gonna. He knows he's not gonna set fire to any of the timing screens at the moment because he's still learning. And he's very new to iRacing.
Well, anybody's been involved in driving vehicles, whether it's real or sim sport, you have that ego. You want to go hard. Whoa!
He's gone.
That's right. I forgot we started a little bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Stuart Dix first into the corner, followed by Andrew Hopley in second. And right behind him is Abdul Al Amri. And then we got Kevin Viamont and Chris Franks. Gary Franks. No, what's his name? Greg Franks. Sorry.
Just
I'll
say
get it. I'll get it.
all the male names you know, and you'll get there eventually.
The ones that start with G. That's right.
Martin Brennan, I just see him make a move on Ben Cullen, so he's up the position already into 12th.
I see him. Don't hurry it.
Ooh, this is tight, boys. This is tight.
Coming down by Lakeside into Shell Oils. That's a nice corner. I like that one. That banked 180. Whoa, what do we got here?
That's Stefan Goebel's gone.
Goebbels, and who's
there.
off with him? Can't see who that. It looks like one of our cars, one of our BSTV cars.
Rob Venn, I believe.
Okay.
Seems to be dropping down the order.
Where's our TCR boys? I haven't seen them at all.
Let's see what happened.
There's a replay, okay.
Rob looks like he's making a move. Yeah, that was...
he just caught him.
Yeah, and he got one up the chuff as well for his trouble.
Whoa, good avoidance.
Yeah, to me that looked like Rob knew he was in the wrong and was slowing down to give Stefan the place back, and then Yaz comes around the corner and
here's the start of the TCR race.
He might need to speak to Pete and Gary for some product.
Chris Shaw likes that slow pace, huh? Look at that. Wow. And he's going into Druids there. That's where he pulled the trigger. He jumped out to a pretty good lead right there.
Yeah, I expect they'll all bunch up again, as they do. Whoa!
Wow. How'd they all
Malcolm?
miss each other? Wow.
I think that was Scott Malcolm giving Carl Hardy a love tap there.
He wouldn't do that.
Oh, Gary and David Ayres, I think, had a door bang as well.
And there's Stefan Goebel again off to the side. I don't know what's going on there. Martin Brennan slowed up. I don't know.
Don't know if he's been off, but Ben and Simon have got past him.
And Andrew Hopley is closing in on Stuart Dick a little bit.
Yeah, and, as we said before the race started, it's not an easy track to overtake on, but it is an easy track to defend on. You can make your car really, really wide round here, and just by placing it in the right position, you make it extra difficult for the car behind.
Yeah. He's looking into and taking a look. What's the name of that corner? Old something Hall corner or something. I forget the name of that one now. Coming down into Cascades next.
This is a horrible corner.
It is. It's easy to go off here. You feel like you're walking through it.
Yeah.
It's a nice straightaway though. We can really get rolling here. And coming into the Shell oil corner, you got to be a little careful too. Looks like Tom Stanley's ahead of Chris Shaw.
He is, yes. Like to see how that happens.
Yeah. And Carl Hardy's in third, not too far back either. Okay, here comes the replay on that. Out of Cascades. He's got a
great run, hasn't he, out of there?
I was going to say, he must have great exit speed there. Boy. That was nicely done. Wow.
There wasn't a lot Chris could do about that.
Nope. Okay, up front we got, in third place we got Abdul Al Amri, AAA, being hounded by, who was that, Kevin Viamont. And we have David Ayres. Oh, David Ayres has gotten by Carl Hardy. Scott Malcolm's behind them a little bit. And I think that's Gary Craig. And who was that? Roger Morton? No. Oh, went off a little bit there. That's David Ayres.
Yeah, David Ayres has just gone past Gary Craig by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That was a bit close. So yeah, current top 3 in both classes: Stuart Dick, Andrew Hopley, Abdul Al Amri GT4, Tom Stanley, Chris Shaw, Carl Hardy in TCR. Evening to Alan Toon on the chat, our trackside reporter. I don't know if anybody out there has been following Alan's race reports, but they are absolutely superb and very, very unique as well, which is what I like.
I read the first one he put out. He's really got a definite style, no doubt about that.
We will shortly, when Sam gets his finger out, that is, have all the race reports on our website. So Sam's a bit busy at the moment doing online pretend Lego. So
yeah, well, hey.
Greg Ranks just got passed there by Double R. I just had Discord flash up, which is probably Sam sending me rude messages.
You're not surprised, I hope.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't a rude message.
Look at this. In the duo, side by side, Stuart Dick and Andrew Hopley. Wow. That was a gutsy move by Andrew Hopley. Stuart Dick, I don't think, liked that one too much. And here goes the ever battle of Tom Stanley and Chris Shaw. These guys are glued together most of the time. Unreal. This year must be like a family reunion every time those guys get out there. They seem to be together all the time.
So I nearly had a cup of coffee with the result boys yesterday. I was their way in the county. And once I'd finished having breakfast with somebody, I spoke to Carl, and I was a bit too early for him. In his words, he was flat out. That probably means on his back doing nothing.
Gee, I like this course without that Hislops in there. That makes that corner really neat coming down through there. A nice right-hand sweeper.
Yeah, it's a flow track, isn't it? You
exactly.
Get groove. Stacey's asking for a look at Pete's livery tonight. I'm sure Sam will be able to.
I see when he re-ran it, it came out correctly this time too.
Yeah, there we are. Some nice little messages on the side and on the back as well. I don't know if you can see them at some point.
I can tell our painter for all these had a little bit too much time on his hand. Maybe after a little while he won't have that kind of time anymore.
Yeah, luckily I got all these done up front. So
yeah, exactly.
2 more weeks after this one, 2 more paints to go. I think people only tune in to see what the paints are.
There you go. There's the. I shouldn't say rear view. That doesn't sound right with what his sponsor is tonight.
There he is, lubed and loaded. With Gary's got damage on the front of his.
Simple but effective.
So this lead, this battle for the lead in GT4 is hotting up because Double R is now tagging onto the back of this bunch. Hopley's going to try and do as usual, isn't he, and disappear off into the distance.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's kind of creeping away a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, I think luckily for Stuart is he's got his teammate behind him. So they'll be talking to each other and saying, look, let's not battle at the moment because, you know, he'll get away from us.
Yeah.
And Chris Shaw is well, no, he's backed out of it. I'm sure as well that you know, we'll see a multi-21 if Abdul is quicker than Stuart. So
Sure.
Them guys do work as a team.
Yeah, they do. And Abdul's turned into quite a fighter. He always seems to be in contention. Sometimes he doesn't have great luck, you know, or well, he runs into a situation, but he's really coming along. I'll tell you, he's really chauffeuring pretty well.
Yeah, and you know, just from a league point of view, this is tasty.
Sure is. Whoa, whoa, baby, hang on to it.
Straighten him up.
Yeah, that was a spin and then a straighten, kind of semi-straighten. What do we got here?
That's Rob Venn again. He's in the wars tonight. Wheel to wheel, wasn't it?
Yeah. Who was it on the inside of him? Was that David Ayers?
No, I think that was Mark Heron.
Mark Heron, right. Well, he really didn't have any place to go either. Uh-oh.
Oh, Martin Brennan's in the barrier. Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
That looked like a bit of anger with himself.
Easy to do.
Too much. Did he
Oh, he went into that corner kind of too shallow, like.
Running on the grass.
Oh! Yeah, that's easy to do, too. The grass in England is just like ice, isn't it?
It's funny, that, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, just as we were saying about Abdul there, you know, he's one of the drivers that we see in every series that we do.
Yep.
So he does this, he does the GT3s, he does the V8s. So yeah, he's obviously enjoying what we do, and we enjoy what he does.
Yeah, we're happy to have him, believe me. And there he is at the controls.
So
Ooh.
Bill, let's talk random safety car.
Whoa.
Obviously, we don't know if it's happening or not. Are we expecting, do you think people will pit at the earliest possible opportunity to try and cover that off? Or do you think they'll just go, do you know what, if it happens, I'll make my tactics up on the bounce?
I'm not sure if it'd be too beneficial on this track. I'm terrible at this stuff. Where's Marco Namello when you need him? But
yeah.
I really it'd be a
Teddy boys.
Be a crystal ball guess, Clyde. I have no idea. It seems that people that undercut earlier that have any kind of pace seem to make out better. So I would think at the earliest opportunity, and I don't think they would take any tires here. I doubt it very much. But at the earliest convenience, I think I would. I think I'd stop. But again, that's a scientific wild-ass guess, to be honest.
Yeah, it's well, we'll wait and see whether it comes out first, and then see what tactics everybody comes up with.
You can usually watch the.
Hopley's gone.
Oh goodness, yeah, big crash going up Clay Hill.
Couple of wheels on the grass, and I thought he'd saved it, but it just snapped in the other direction.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big one.
I think he got tagged from behind, I think.
No, I think he was all on his lonesome.
Oh, yeah, there is quite a distance there. He's going into...
You watch, a couple of wheels on the grass.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Yep, and he wobbled. Yep. Oh, wow.
So, Stacey said there was some colourful language from Martin after that crash. And just to answer Johnny Brandon, it is, but not when it first comes out. As all things iRacing are, they even run the road course safety cars under NASCAR conditions. So, yeah, the pits will be closed when the safety car first comes out, if it comes out.
Yeah, I guess the easiest way to it's not exactly the right explanation, but essentially once the safety car picks up the field, then they usually open up the pit road. Somebody's in the pits. Let's see, that's Gary Craig.
Yeah. Now we see he had a bit of damage on the front. I would guess that is the earliest time to pit, because Gary is very into the tactical side of things.
Yeah, he would be a guy that would know. Let's see, that's what lap are we on? We lap, what does that say, 10?
Yes, we are. We are 16 minutes in.
Okay, so that's about a quarter of the way.
Yeah, we've seen other tracks where the TCR has gone really, really long, sort of nearly to the end. So I think the TCR window is open, but probably not the GT4 window at the moment.
Yeah, they possibly, if they stop now, they might not be able to make it.
So where has that put Hopley? That's put him back in 8th behind Tyler Hewitt. So I think that will be a good indication of when the GT4 pit opens, because the damage that Andrew Hopley is carrying, he'll want to get rid of with the fast repair. So I think he will come in as soon as he knows he can make it to the end.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a surprise. That's a mistake that Andrew Hopley rarely makes. Wow.
Yeah, we've probably seen him make a couple of mistakes in 2 seasons of racing. But that's where this track can get you, because it's narrow. That's
right.
And the class of drivers that we've got, Andrew knows that he can't slack off. He can't just, run half decent laps, which would be fabulous laps to me, but he's got to be pushing it every single lap because of the caliber of driver behind him, and that's how you can make a mistake.
Indeed. In the inset, we have Tyler Newitt driving the Porsche, they call it 718. He's right behind Paul Burgess. They're going through Druids now. Tyler is in 7th place, trying to get 6th.
Yeah, Tyler's... don't know. Perhaps Tyler doesn't like the track, maybe?
Well, still early yet. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he's not really made any progress apart from, the Andrew Hopley incident.
Well, I guess, Tyler's done so well up till now, it looks like he's dragging his heels, but maybe, we'll have to see what happens. And we still have that great battle going on between Tom Stanley and Chris Shaw. They are glued together. Tom Stanley in the lead, though. Now, Stacy, as an alternate person to cheer for, Tom Stanley's got a nice yellow car.
Yeah, that's very true.
Now, don't get me wrong, your primary man still should be Martin Brennan, but Tom Stanley's a good second. Well, I'll tell you, this battle between these two guys, neither one of them has any time to rest, do they? They're not out by themselves ever, it seems like.
No, and it's funny, isn't it? It's you would bet your house on these two running together for the first part of the race, and
For
then
sure.
after the pit stop, it always seems that one of them, one or the other, manages to pull a gap.
Yep, that's true. Either by a mistake, or they just seem to get a better pit stop, or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird how these two go. You know how it happens with these two.
And let's see, who's in third? Is it still up? It's Scott Malcolm's in third.
Malcolm's
Sorry.
in third, yes.
And he has David Heron not far behind, and David Ayres.
So out of the TCRs, we've had Carl Hardy, Gary Craig, Roger Morton, and Princess Pete in the pits.
Oh, okay. Now the question is, do you think Tom Stanley and Chris Shaw will stop together?
You know my answer to that is
Yep.
If I was Tom Stanley, I've got a plan before I come into this race, as I'm sure Chris would, and then if I find myself running in second place, I will do what the car in first place doesn't do.
Exactly.
So, if Tom was to pit on the lap Chris had pinned his pit stop on, I would stay out.
Chris Shaw's pushing really hard right now. He's trying to get by him a couple times.
Yeah, it doesn't always work, but you pretty much know that, you know, if you go into the pits with the leader in second and you're in second, you will come out of the pits in second. So
More than likely, unless they make a mistake.
Something different.
Yep. Gary Craig's KY Jelly TCR is right in the middle of a Result Clothing sandwich there.
So Tyler Newitt has pitted, so he must think he can get his Porsche home.
Yeah, that's another thing. We don't know whether they get better mileage than the BMW or not either, and possibly could. Oh, here's another bit of useless information. I believe this is Princess Pete's home track, too.
Yeah, from his original home.
Oh, okay.
He's over in the northeast now, so I think somewhere like Croft is probably his home track now.
Not to get off track, but the BTCC race from Croft was amazing.
Yeah, and nice to see Ash Sutton win the championship again this weekend.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Hey, Andrew
so Hopley has pitted, got his repairs done. That may benefit him if we get a safety car. Martin Brennan's looking rather battered.
You know, it's amazing how many people rag on that BTCC series, but yet every year 4 or 5 guys at the end of the year are in contention. That shows you there's a lot of competition there.
Yeah, it's a series that's changed a lot over the years, and I think it's in a good place at the moment. It has been in some dark places, but yeah, it's I thoroughly enjoy it. It's probably my favourite racing series.
Oh, absolutely, I agree with you.
Along with the mini challenge, I do love the minis. So.
Oh yeah.
Right, so where are we? So Stuart Dick leads the way in GT4, teammate Triple A in second, and Kevin Veermont in third. Tom Stanley leads the way in TCR. Chris Shaw currently second, and Scott Malcolm are third. Paul Burgess is now in the pit. So, oh, and we've got a yellow. We've got a yellow.
Here comes the safety car. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, that ought to change a few things.
Well, I think what am I thinking? I'm thinking that is going to benefit Andrew Hopley, because
Even more Tyler.
yeah, Tyler definitely, and Paul Burgess, but Andrew was way down the field, wasn't he? So that's going to probably put him a net third again. Okay, I'm getting messages everywhere. Okay.
There's the safety car. Okay, the people are joining up finally behind the safety car.
So yeah, so we've got Paul Burgess currently 6th, Tyler Newitt 7th, and Andrew Hopley 10th. And those are obviously, unless they don't think they can make it to the end and they nip in for a splash.
Of course, the safety car helps them with 2 or 3 laps of fuel, probably.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that always helps.
Doesn't really do much for the, well, I guess it does in a way. It doesn't do much for the guys that are stopping, but the guys that have stopped already definitely helps them.
Luckily, this isn't a massive lap, is it? So
yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't know how much an early or late benefits anybody that much here.
so I'm just thinking that those 3 GT4s that have pitted are in pole position, and then in TCR you've got Carl Hardy, Gary Craig have pitted. Pete Bingham has pitted, but I'm showing him a lap down, so he may be, if he, he's already pitted, so he'll be able to unlap himself, or is that just?
Yeah, he's in front of the queue right now. So if
right.
all the guys from Stuart Dick to Gregory Vranz pit, he's just in front of Paul Burgess, which is the main thing.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, so Pete will probably get the wave round if everybody else pits. I could quickly just pay somebody to stay out just to ruin Pete's race, I suppose.
Well, don't use your money. He will do it himself.
I think I've got Pete's bank details somewhere, so I can get him to pay for his own ruined race. So I will assume that the pit lane is going to open this time round. Yeah,
here they come.
Disappearing.
It's a really funky pit area too. God.
Now again, this is where I would do something different. If I was at the back of that GT4 field, I would take tyres.
Yeah, why not?
You've got nothing to lose.
Carl Hardy, he's still out. Oh, they stopped before. That's right. Okay.
Oh, Pete's getting shuffled backwards instead of getting waved round.
That doesn't make any sense.
No.
That's where he should be, right where he is now, I think.
I don't understand. He should be in the front and get a wave around.
Well, he might have already. Maybe, I don't know.
Did you remove the wave around, Clyde?
No.
It seems like
I removed the lucky dog.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Isn't the lucky dog? No, that's only the guy that's a lap down. Maybe Pete wants to prove he doesn't need a wave around.
So he was, yeah, because he was in front of Paul, wasn't he? So.
Is he still a lap down?
Yeah. So once we get racing again, single file start.
Yeah, Pete got a bad deal there. Whoop, wait a minute. Thought he was going to go around. Just get. Shouldn't he be able to?
That is interesting, yeah.
He should have been able to go by the pace car right there, shouldn't he? Actually.
Well, you can't, can you, until it tells you to?
Yeah, right. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Yeah. Huh.
So Andrew Hopley has been given a lifeline. That's the way I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Paul Burgess, we know, is not an easy person to get past. Tyler was well. I mean this in the nicest possible way, but Tyler wasn't doing anything. But he's either lucked in or a tactical genius, and that's put him in with a shout. But they've both got
Scott Malcolm's going back in the pits.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? What was that about? Yeah, Andrew Hopley's going to be hard charging with this second life. Lights are out on the pace car, so we are going back to green at the end of this lap. Paul Burgess will be in charge of the field.
You know, Clyde, maybe Tyler knew it. Being kind of mired down in 7th or 8th or whatever he was, took a chance and pitted early, maybe hoping for the safety car to come out, and his wish has come true.
Well, either way, I'm sure that's what he'll tell us. But yeah, Pete is certainly getting shuffled backwards, so. That little hack worked. I shall teach you to take the piss out of me, Bigham.
Scott Malcolm's back out, but he's dropped to 7th in the TCR field right now.
Yeah, wondering what happened there with Scott. Although, to be fair, Scott does usually come and chat to us at the end, so sure we'll find out. We haven't really got time, but it'd be interesting to see what happened on his first pit stop. Did he miss his pit box or something like that? I don't know.
Okay, where are they heading into Drew? Oh, they're up Clay Hill now.
Yeah, 2 corners to go, and then we go green.
Okay, they're Druids. Not through coming through Druids. Shouldn't be too long.
Okay, when will Paul go? Will he go as soon as the pace car comes in, or will he try and stack the field? We're about to find out. He's gone straight away. Look at Hopley. Ooh. So Hopley got the jump on Tyler Newitt there. I don't know what the rule is on.
I thought you had to wait till
before the start-finish line.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I'm not sure about that.
I seem to remember an earlier race in the season where the leader went, second didn't, and everybody just piled past him and nobody got a penalty for it.
Yeah,
Whoa! That was always going to happen.
Wow.
It was definitely looked like it was going 3 wide, and there is definitely not enough room on this track to go 3 wide.
Yeah, it could have ended worse than it did, for sure. Here it is again.
Looks like they're going to go one either side.
Ooh. Kevin Biamar got in the back of that. I don't know if that's Princess Pete there or not.
No, I think it was Gary Craig.
Gary, okay.
So Andrew Hopley is putting the pressure on Paul Burgess. He's got 22 minutes to survive. Still a long way to go.
Going to feel like a century with Andrew Hopley on your bumper.
And Tyler will just be praying, you know, hold him up, hold him up. Oh, whoa!
Princess Pizza.
Oh, there's some damage on the front of that. He's hit something hard. Is he going to get some help, or is he going to go on his own? Couldn't really see from that angle, but that was a big hit. We'll see it better here. So we've got TCR off, that's all right. Get out of the way, trees. No, he's done that all on his own.
Yeah, he kind of squiggled and then couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Got Ben Cullen and who's ahead of him? Simon Chester?
Yeah, that is Simon Chester, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what are we watching here?
Well, I think we got Pete in the booth. Hello, Pete.
Hey, Bill. How you doing?
Apparently better than you. I see you just crashed into the barrier.
I had to, really. The 2 TCRs in front of me decided to come together.
Yeah, we saw you squiggle a little bit, and you got on the grass, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Change for the lead. So Hopley's got into the lead, and then Tyler Newitt has also got past Paul Burgess.
Who's that stopping on the side of the road? Is that Gary
Me.
Craig?
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to rejoin.
Oh, you're coming out of pit now?
Yeah.
So how you finding the conditions out there today, Pete?
Conditions are all right, actually. I'm not as fast as the other guys. I've not had nearly as much practice as I needed to have. But I don't know what happened under the safety car, because it shuffled me back, but it shuffled me back mid-pack, and I don't understand why. I thought being at the front of the queue and being the first car one lap down, I would get the wave by.
That's what we was thinking, yeah.
We thought so too.
So I was like, oh right, this is going to save my race, and then it shuffled me backwards, and I was like, I'm not sure what's going on here now. So after that, the GT4s have been rather robust in their making their way through the field, and I think they're upsetting a number of different TCR drivers and each other after the restart. So I don't know, it's one of those tasty races. It's not a big lap, is it? So there's not a lot of track to find some gap on once everybody splits up a bit, and I think that's causing some frustration.
Well, Pete, this track being very familiar to you, as Clyde and I have talked about while you were out there, it's a relatively narrow track to begin with, and you know, you get pushing and shoving on here. There's not much room for error. I mean, you go off and there's no big field to spin out in. I mean, you're going to hit a guardrail, you're going to hit a tire barrier, or you're going to do worse. So, you know, that's a lot of that happening too.
There is, and you're absolutely right. It's an opportunist track, as in you have to put your car where other people don't want you to be. Let me cancel off my fuel. Let me get some tyres. It's definitely a place where you try and outbrake people and put them off their line, rather than you being on a line and overspeeding someone. You have to bully your way through here, but you choose your moment to do that.
Yeah, you know, we said at the beginning of the broadcast too that this is absolutely a classic, wonderful track. I mean, it has a lot of you know, things that you look for to be entertaining, and it's certainly done so far today, though.
Yeah, it is a fantastic track. It's one of the best tracks in the UK, in my opinion. I am slightly biased, but there you go. I think it's definitely one that people can learn a lot about driving lines and how to drive in the pack, although you wouldn't believe it with me right now because I'm sat in the pits. But beyond that, it's a good place to learn racecraft, absolutely. And these guys are fast, don't get me wrong. I was racing, I did some practice the other day, but only, I'm talking 20 minutes, half an hour. And I was faster then than I was now. I can attest to the fact that it has never ever been 36 degrees at Oulton Park, ever in the history of humanity. So I don't know whether we need to look at the track temperatures that we race at going forward, but it's certainly been a very uncomfortable racing circuit because of the temperature, for me anyway. Other people might relish it and do very well.
I would think that would hurt traction quite a bit. Being so hot.
It does, yeah, absolutely. It makes it feel... You understeer through most of the corners around here because they're all quite sharp. The only one that's in your favour is the hairpin, because the camber is absolutely steep.
I love that Shell Oil corner. That's a cool one.
It's brilliant. When you stood on it in real life, it's quite a slope to be stood on, actually.
I'll bet.
Like, sorry, I was rolling then a bit like Gary Craig did at whichever track that was, and he rolled backwards through the pit lane. I'll just put my foot on the brake to stop that. So yeah, it's quite the banking on this track is quite steep. I know a lot of the history of the different corners and why they're called what they are. So there's a lot of nostalgia in it for me. But yes, it's a very technical track. You have to line your overtakes up. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing too much of that today. And I really don't understand what happened under that safety car. That was absolutely...
No, and another thing we were kind of unclear of too was on the restart after the safety car, Paul Burgess was the one up front, and he and Tyler Newitt was behind him, and he took off, and Andrew Hopley passed Tyler Newitt before the start-finish line. I don't think you're supposed to do that either.
Well, there's no penalty for Hopley. Johnny Brandon's been keeping an eye on that, so yes, you can. Like I say, it has happened before.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think that actually should be the rule, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, we can't change that, unfortunately. Scott Malcolm is in the pits again, so I don't quite know what's happened to Scott. And Stuart Dick has also got past Paul Burgess. So Tyler Newitt is sort of staying with Andrew Hopley this time. So
yeah, he's still he's back a little bit, but doing a lot better than he was at the beginning of the race. Pete, I like this course without the hislops on there too. I like that without that little jog before you go up that hill, Clay Hill. I think that's kind of nice.
Foster's is a good version of this track as well, where you cut through the middle at Cascades.
Yeah. Whoa! We got some wave round. Oh, collision.
Is that with my teammate?
Hey! Wow.
well, we need to see that again. There was a lot of cars in that.
Yeah, well, we have a view from the space.
Yes, Samai was definitely in it.
Yeah, Samai, and oh, here we go. Oh, we came together with, looks like Gary Craig.
I've just passed Mark Heron at the side of the road.
Oh wow.
That's both of the TCR leaders were in that. I'd like to see it from behind. I think Yaz bounced off the curb. Yeah, or just understeered into Gary by the looks of it. But look, there's one TCR leader. There's the other one.
I'd like to know who missed that one in the remembrance car. Let's see, who is that?
So this is the view from Chris Shaw. Oh, he was very, very close to getting through that.
Yeah, he sure was.
I don't know what sort of damage he's got. Looks like quite a bit.
I think the wheel is cannon way to the left.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting that I can still win this?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Right, I'm on it.
We're in Chris Shaw's car now. Oh, we got into the back of somebody there. Oh, no, that's Tom Stanley. Whoa, baby.
Tom, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Tom doesn't seem to have steering damage, so he may have got away with that.
Here it is again. Oh, geez.
Yeah, unfortunately for Tom, that was just blind.
That's a massive accident. Carl Hardy said, well, I'm going to pass you, Tom.
Yeah, Tom has obviously got some sort of issue there. Chris
Here
Shaw
comes
is
Chris
pitted.
Shaw. There's
Tell you
Ben
what,
Cullen.
people need to learn how to overtake at Knickerbrook.
Well, it's left Gary Craig out in front of the TCR field.
Go on, Gary.
And
This
David Ayers.
was all planned by both of us as a master plan.
But the guys that drive the KY jelly cars can be pretty slippery, Pete.
Yeah, we were looking for a smooth passage through the field. No resistance whatsoever. We're not here to cause friction.
So Scott Malcolm has disconnected, so I really don't know what happened with Scott, but he ended up in the pit about 3 times, I think.
Kevin Viamont's coming back on the scene. He's in 5th, pushing Paul Burgess right now.
Yeah, and there's still just over 10 minutes to go.
I remember watching on YouTube the British GT3 series from this track. Wow.
Yeah, that's madness.
Oh, goodness. And I think it was raining, actually, too, which even makes it tougher.
I'm just going to talk to Gary a second. Gary, they're saying you're winning ours.
He's got a 10-second lead over David Ayres right now.
So what did that do to... So Tom Stanley is currently sitting 4th. Chris Shaw is 5th.
Well, it's put... they're back, let's see. Tom Stanley's about 5 or 6 seconds behind Carl Hardy, who's in 2nd. And
No,
Chris
Carl
Shaw-
Hardy 3rd.
Oh, that's... I'm sorry, he's 3rd, yeah. David Ayres is 2nd. Pardon me.
Yeah, so currently with just under 10 minutes to go now, GT4's is Andrew Hopley, Tyler Newitt, Stuart Dick. TCR's is Gary Craig, David Ayres, and Carl Hardy.
That's right, David Ayres just gotten by Carl Hardy. Yeah.
Oh, well then.
I heard my name then, but I don't know what he was on about.
Alright, I'll tell you later. It's Ben Cullen.
He's got a lot of penalties coming, so it doesn't matter.
Just call him a big girl, it's fine. I think he's terribly excited because I'm driving a KY jelly car.
I think so, yeah. So this is the workplace battle, which recently David Ayres has been has had the upper hand.
Yeah, and right now he does as well. Okay, in GT4, as of, let's see, how much time we got left? 8 or 9 minutes, I guess. Looks like Andrew Hopley's in 1st, followed by Tyler Newitt, Stuart Dick in 3rd, Paul Burgess 4th, Kevin Viamont 5th, Roman Ratu in 6th, AAA 7th, Carl Branks 8th, Robert Ben is in 9th, and it looks like Stefan Goebel, nope.
I've got yellows at Clearway, at Cascades. Don't know who that is. Simon.
Okay. Oh yeah. Clyde and I agreed we hate that corner.
Yeah.
I love Cascades.
Oh, that's a tough corner. You think you can go through there faster than you actually can.
Yeah. You've got to just hug that inside curve the whole way, otherwise you're done for.
You got off the side of the track there. Whoa. He disappeared for a second there. What the hell happened?
So Andrew Hopley's lead is just over a second. Gary Craig has got nearly 10 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, he was saying it was his to throw away, so...
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
It'll be a good result for the KY boys. At the restart, I was like, right, how much room do you want me to leave you? Seeing as my race is done.
Well, you know, let's look at silver linings, Pete. You're not last.
No. I might even pick up another place. I keep wondering where I'm going to pick up the next one, so...
You know, the makeup boys are really attacking Paul Burgess trying to get by him, but so far, ain't happening.
Yeah, you know, obviously Paul restarted in 1st, but, you know, it's a tough thing to keep, you know, drivers of that caliber behind you with that long to go in the race.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think Paul is probably, you know, a bit not fed up, but you know, he's seen 3 cars go past him, and he's now at that stage of, you know, that's it, no more.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a good result here for me, and some big points in the bag. So
yeah, it's roadblock time. Got a crafty guy behind him right now, though, Kevin Viamont.
Yeah, and is that AAA on the back of that as well? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, Viamont. I thought AAA was in front of him.
Yeah,
Maybe not. I mean, I'm sorry, Roman Ratu, Double R. There's AAA behind them, actually. Yeah, we got the David Ayres and Carl Hardy show now, still going at
still
each other.
going. Just over 4 minutes to go.
You know, I was thinking, Clyde, maybe the other day when Carl Hardy said he was flat out, maybe he didn't want to foot the coffee bill.
Yeah. AAA is certainly putting pressure on Double R.
Sure is.
And using every inch of the track as well. But Stacey just said she's been that excited watching the race she's forgot to cook dinner.
Martin will be pleased. What happened to Martin in the end, by the way?
That's got Chinese written all over it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Martin binned it on his own, and the report from Stacey was there was some colourful language.
Yeah, I passed him twice at Deer Leap when he'd crashed. I offered him some words of encouragement as I overtook him.
Like what? See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you.
Along the lines of it's this way, and then come on, Martin, stick with it. But I don't think he
Whoa,
did.
Tyler Newitt's off.
Whoa, no.
Wow, good recovery. Oh,
I don't think Roman Ratto is pleased either from the message.
He got away with that by the looks of it.
yeah, but he lost a spot, I think, didn't he? He lost
No.
Stuart Dick got by him, didn't he?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, these two have hassled before. I hope there's no problem today. Talking about Double R and AAA. Double R, nice defense going through Shell Oil. Oh, that one, I'm sorry, that wasn't that. That was Druids. Beg your pardon.
So, can AAA find a way past Double R? Can Kevin Veermont find a way past Paul Burgess? Can Carl Hardy find a way past David Ayres?
Well, I'm now in 7th, so I don't care about any of that.
Tell you what, Paul Burgess is doing an excellent job. Really holding on there really well.
Who is it that I've overtaken then?
Scott Malcolm.
No, and somebody else.
Clyde Whiting.
Yeah. Oh no, you've gone past Roger Morton as well.
Ah, right, okay. Somebody's crashed at Deer Leap.
Carl Hardy was in the pits.
He's coming back out all of a sudden too.
I think it might be Martin again.
Carl Hardy still came out in 3rd.
Yeah, he had
So
quite a...
we're into the last minute of the
Wow,
race.
look at this. Kevin Veermont really putting the pressure on Paul Burgess. And AAA's on the outside of Double R. going through, what's that called? Hall's Corner, I think, or something.
Old Hall.
Old Hall, that's it.
So this is going to be the last lap.
Okay. Andrew Hopley looks like he's got unless he absolutely bends it, it looks like he's got it.
Yeah, I think he's got one corner to go. So Andrew Hopley comes across the line in first place in GT4.
Well, he did an excellent job. Got a pretty good break from... I've still got him on screen here. It's not a replay either.
I've not got white flag yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. No.
Have they made him go again? I think they have.
I think he got across the... I've got white flag now.
Yeah, he might have just got across the line.
Clyde, I don't think you're live. You're not watching the same race as we are. Andrew is now coming to the line.
Here he comes. He's right ahead of Stuart Dick by not by much. Okay, Stuart Dick. Andrew Hopley finishes first, and Stuart Dick right behind him in second in GT4. Third is Tyler Newitt. Fourth is Paul Burgess. Hang on. Yes, he did. Kevin Viamont in fifth. Roman Ratu in sixth, and AAA in seventh. Gregory Vranks in eighth. Simon Chester has crossed the line in 13th. He must have been close to a lap down or something. Gary Craig's, come on, Gary. Hang on, buddy. Okay, he's got two more corners. Come on, Gary, don't. Oh, that was nice and gentle going around that corner. Good man.
Certainly was, wasn't it?
Yeah, looks like he was. All right, here it comes. Well done. Gary Craig, winner of TCR. Good job, Gary. Yeah, you better. Look out, it's slippery. David Ayers was second in TCR. Comes Carl Hardy in third.
Oh, the boot is talking to us. Martin Brennan coming across the line.
Good job, Martin. You finished. Good man. Simon Chester has finished. Chris Shaw finishes in fifth. Tom Stanley was fourth after their little accident they were involved in. Pete Bingham is deciding to turn around in the track. I don't know what he's doing.
I'm just being silly.
You're such a silly guy.
That was his victory donut.
What, into the guardrail? I don't think
Yeah.
that... Oh, okay.
He needs more practice. And also needs to
I need a win.
Well, I think, really, I think Andrew Hopley was gifted a little bit by getting the safety car when it came out because he was in trouble.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But, hey, he's good at what he does, and, you know, those people get the luck, and he got a little luck today.
Exactly. So we'll just wait for the session to click over, and we will then bring you the official result. Excuse me. Okay, so Sam's starting it backwards. Okay, so GT4s. So your winner was Andrew Hopley for H Motorsport. Second was Stuart Dick, Asymmetric GT4. Third, Tyler Newitt, XVR Sim Racing. Fourth, Paul Burgess, Ninth Light Racing. Fifth, Kevin Viamont, Mika Esports. Sixth, Romain Ratu, Mika Esports. Seventh was Abdul Al Amri, Asymmetric GT4. Eighth was Gregory Vranks, H Motorsports. Ninth was Rob Venn, BSTV Esports. 10th was Ben Cullen, BSTV Esports. 11th, Stefan Goebel, VTS Germany. 12th, Yaz Samai, 9th, Light Racing. 13th, Simon Chester, Northern Lights Racing GT Amiga. And in his first race, 14th place, Martin Brennan Privateer. Over to you, Bill.
Okay. And the results for TCR. Gary Craig, BSTV team, win it or bin it. Good job, Gary. Second was David Ayers from Result Clothing. Third, Carl Hardy, Result Clothing. Fourth, Tom Stanley, Asymmetric. I did say fourth already, I'm sorry. Fifth was Chris Shaw, Ascari Autosports. Sixth, Mark Heron, Asymmetric TCR. Seventh, Princess Pete, good finish after all the problems, BSTV team, win it or bin it. Eighth was Roger Morton, Safeguard by Result. I don't know if he was still on. I think he was off track. Scott Malcolm was off, had a comment in chat there, wasn't real happy, 11 laps down. And Clyde Whiting didn't start.
But if I hadn't done, I would have beat Pete. Right, so let's start off with the TCR field tonight, I think, because we normally do the GT4s first. So I'm going to bring in our TCR winner, Gary Craig. Welcome to the booth and congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Way to go, Gary. Good job, mate.
I can't take any...
Go on, Gary, sorry.
That one. I can't take any of the compliments. That race was decided by a car from another class, unfortunately. It was just about to get spicy because they were quicker than me behind. They were just about on me.
Gary, just be happy, man. You won, okay?
I know, it just doesn't feel great.
Points are points, though, right?
Points win prizes, something like that, isn't it?
I think what you have to look at, Gary, is you have to be in the right place at the right time to take advantage of those situations. So, everything that you've done previous to that, right or wrong, got you into that position. The cards fell in your favour and you took full advantage of it. So, a win is a win.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that comes down to me pitting as soon as I could. I was probably marginal on fuel that if we didn't have a safety car, I would have probably had to save like a little bit. But I knew that if I was in the train, I wasn't getting slowed up too much. But every time we started fighting, you'd lose the odd lap or you'd lose a second, where I knew on my own I could be more consistent. And I know I was about 3 or 4 seconds behind Carl when we pitted, and he came out like half a second in front. So I gained a lot of time by pitting early. So yes, I did make a good decision there, but it would have just getting ready for a fun fight there, and I probably could have held them behind for a little while, but not the full kind of 20 minutes at the end there. Would have been fun though. And
obviously that slippery paint scheme helped.
Yeah, glides through the air just like it glides across other surfaces. It's wonderful. It really is.
Well, congratulations on your first win in the series. Congratulations as well on BSTV Esports' first win. I'm gonna say ever. I think
ever.
Although we have claimed a few of Marco's wins, so perhaps it isn't the first one ever.
How big's the trophy that you're going to send out?
Oh, it's massive, mate. It's massive. If you have a look between Pete's legs, it's that big.
Oh. Well, I'm a little disappointed now.
So we will let you go. And no, you're a lycra-clad cyclist, aren't you? I was going to say you have some champagne or beer to celebrate, but you're probably going to have some sort of
tepid water.
Yeah, or greeny brown smoothie or something. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go, Gary?
Yeah, of course, you guys for the broadcast as ever, and everyone who twisted my arm into coming along to this, because it is good fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm enjoying the car. It is a car that suits me and has done in the past. So, yeah, and thanks everyone for watching again.
Excellent. Well, again, congratulations on your win, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
See you, Gary.
Okay, so next up, I'm going to bring in our GT4 winner, Andrew Hockley. Welcome to the booth.
Hello.
Did I catch you in mid-sentence then?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Just waiting patiently.
A race of two halves. We see you get into the lead at the start of the race, and everything seemed to be going in the usual Hopley rhythm. And then we see an uncharacteristic mistake with a couple of wheels on the grass and a crash.
Yeah, I what's the word? Can't think of the word. I put too much faith in that curb. Is one of the words, I guess. It's that curb's been absolutely very, very stable to go over during practice, to the point where you get a little bit of a wobble and it kind of catches you. So yeah, that was the one curb that I was the least worried about, to be honest with you. And yeah, it had me off.
That's usually the way, isn't it? The one place that you think you're good on the track is usually the place that catches you out.
Yeah, sorry,
on.
go on. No, I was going to say that particular corner was probably the strongest corner on the track for the BMW from what I was reading towards the end of the race there, because the Porsches just look after their fronts so much better. It's almost like you're the words have gone. It's almost like you've no pace in the corners towards the end of the race, and they just take chunks out of you in the tight stuff. So it was a really, really difficult challenge towards the end. Tyler and Stuart had some incredible pace towards the end.
Yeah, and obviously the safety car god smiled on you this week, because I think he was probably down in 6th or 7th with I don't know. I'm gonna be.
Yeah, we were 8th with a 20-second gap to the leaders.
Yeah, I was going to say I think he was quite a way behind. We see you pit, and literally as you came out of the pits, the safety car came out. You must have looked around you and thought, "Oh, hang on a minute, I'm back in this."
Well, I gambled really. Once we had the crash and we got back on the track, the car was kind of drivable. It was a little bit loose on some of the fast stuff, but managed to sort of keep it together. And I was just waiting. Basically, I was just waiting for the fuel to bleed off so that I could pit. And then I'm sat in 8th, thinking, "What have I got to lose? Let's have a gamble." So I gambled with the fuel that I would have saved behind a safety car once I got to that sort of area of the fuel tank where I knew that I would have to save fuel behind a safety car to finish the race. I pitted and the safety car came out the next lap. It was just like, I've never had that luck with safety cars in this series. So
yeah, the safety cars are funny. Abdul's just put a message on the chat saying that they're like Marmite. I love it, and today he hates it because it ruined his race. But it certainly throws in, something different, doesn't it? And it's proved on numerous occasions now that you can be sort of out of the running, and if that drops, in your favour, you're back in it. And as it's proved with you, another win in the books.
Yeah, I think the safety car feature is quite popular, probably amongst yourselves as well, to try and spice the race up. And let's be honest, this season it's the safety car is a good opportunity for me to not win a race. I'm not trying to be big-headed. What I am trying to say is I'm glad it's backfired on you tonight. Than the pun.
Well, believe it or not, we don't mind seeing you win. We know you help other drivers in the league. We've had another new driver turn up tonight that will hopefully come to you for some help. So, yeah, we certainly don't begrudge you a win, mate. Don't worry about that. Before we let you go, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
You guys for the broadcast, Greg, my teammate, and all the lads for a clean race.
Excellent. We will see you next time.
See you, boys.
Okay, so that was our GT4 winner. So let's go TCR second. David Ayres isn't there. Carl Hardy is currently muted. Let's bring in Stuart Dick. Stuart Dick, welcome to the booth.
Hello, sorry, I was chatting away there and you pull me across mid-chat there.
We try and wait until you're halfway through a sentence and then drag you in the booth. And everybody else in the interview room is now thinking, where did he go? Second place. I'm guessing. I'm going to guess that you're happy with that. You know, you put it on pole, so you certainly had 1 lap pace. Andrew Hopley managed to get past you, and then when you see him crash, all your Christmases came at once.
Well, I'm not happy with it, to be perfectly honest, Clyde. I'm gutted, absolutely gutted. Should have won that. I honestly think I should have won that tonight. I knew when Andrew come past me, I thought I'll let him go by because I knew the push would be stronger towards the end of the race. So I'm like, well, I'll let him go by and we'll come back at him. But the safety car shuffle's done me tonight, and that's it's just the way it goes, I guess. For rub of the green, for some people it goes for them, and it's not went for me tonight, is it?
Yeah, there's been there's been a number of weird things tonight. There's no way Andrew would have won that race without the safety car. Gary Craig wouldn't have won TCRs without the crash taken out first and second. So it has been a weird race. But you told us that you loved this track. I think we even put words in your mouth and said that you was going to win tonight. So it's good that you didn't, because we proved you wrong. But ultimately, if I was in your seat, your shoes, I would be over the moon with that. The safety car took the win away from you tonight. So, I think that was good.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good result, Clyde, but we needed Andrew's excursion into the wall there to have been a bit more permanent to keep the championship going for the next 2 rounds. I mean, the post is going to be terrible at Monza, so he's probably going to win there as well. So that's probably championship over from my point of view. I might manage to get it to second, but there's no way we're catching Andrew now. Well,
I probably agree with you. I think, mathematically he hasn't sewn it up, but he's in a very, very strong position. We're looking at making a couple of tweaks for next season. We've hopefully got a very, very big announcement about a sponsor coming on board and some fantastic prizes. So,
what I need for you guys for next season, right? I need you to write a really strongly worded letter to iRacing and tell them the Porsche needs more horsepower. That's what we need.
Yeah, or even another GT4 car. That would be nice.
Yeah, we could.
I'd love to see the Ginetta GT4 myself, but anyway, mate. Like I say, I think it was a fantastic result for you. You should never scoff at second place. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Just you chaps tonight. It's a really fun league. And it'd be nice to see you getting more people in next season. And like you say, if you're getting a sponsor, it can only go from strength to strength. It's a great league.
Excellent. Well, thanks for that, mate. Much appreciated. Congratulations on your second place, Stuart Dick.
Thank you.
Okay, so Pete's trying to throw me now and make me flush myself by jumping in.
No pressure.
So I'm now going to give you an interview, Pete, and it is going to be our third place finisher in TCR, Carl Hardy.
Carl Hardy, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. Happy Pie Day, whatever.
I had 2 pies in that race.
Apparently, you had a full-on pie banquet.
It's funny.
Just tell everybody how many incident points you ended up with.
Only 30.
Only?
Oh, yeah. So, yesterday in practice, I had 91. I got better, surely.
So, do you understand the concept of this game?
Yep. Use all the X's to my cheating ability.
Right, okay. So, I crashed. How many times did I crash, Clyde? Was it twice or 3 times?
We see about 17, I think.
So I crashed 17 times and only got 11 incident points.
Yeah. I didn't crash once. I just cheated.
Yeah. So where did it all go very wrong for you tonight?
Monday.
Monday.
Do you realise Monday night in the practice session you were quicker than me?
Yeah. Tonight was an absolute write-off for me. I don't know what the hell went on. I was slow tonight. The track was very hot tonight. I had all the worst luck in the world that wasn't on camera because I've just fast-forwarded through the entire broadcast and I feature not even for about half. And then there's that
why
Clyde
you
idiot.
didn't feature, because they are falling and go to sleep watching you.
Well, there is that. So where did it go wrong for you?
Oh, mate, I haven't been quick, and I knew I was going to struggle. So I said it last time, didn't I? Last week I said I was going to struggle. So there it is. I struggled.
And David, where did he turn up?
Second.
He turned up second, right? Okay, so the result boys got something out of it. And your finishing position was what?
Third.
Oh right, okay. Oh right, yeah. Gary was in another chat a minute ago saying, "Can you even believe that Carl Hardy got 30 incident points, 2 drive-throughs, and still finished third? That's how crazy that race was." And it was, wasn't it? Scott Malcolm ended up quitting out, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't even moan. He just disappeared.
I don't know what happened to him, but
we could carry on like concentrating.
Yeah.
Bless him. But I don't know what happened. I think it was he got taken out by GT4. I'm not.
Well, not the only one of us. Has to be said.
What happened to that massive accident?
Oh, so that was Yaz Samai going 2 into Knickerbrook with a TCR, a notable one, a very stylishly painted one, not mine. And then provided a great roadblock for everybody to pile into. So,
which took out the TCR leaders.
Which took out most of the field by the sound of things.
Yeah.
Just a ridiculous situation.
And in our Discord room, there was a massive cheer. No, there wasn't.
Carl, I have a question for you. Did Pete really go faster than you on Monday night?
He did.
I did. Yeah. I was actually pretty good.
I'm really shocked that you didn't slit your wrist. No, I'm glad you're still here.
But yeah. I'm not a quitter. Pete,
good man.
Yeah.
You weren't good. I was really rubbish.
I was about third in that practice session. I was quite proud of that. Anyway.
Yeah, you weren't at the end.
Was I not? All right. Okay.
No, you were like above me, and I was 7th.
Right, fair enough. I can guess that I was 6th. Yeah. So, anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and stop insulting me and telling me how bad I am?
No, you've done very well. Very well, Pete.
Thank you very much.
Just Dave, obviously, he done really well. He's been quicker than me all week, so happy days to him. And, well, you, I suppose, for doing all right, for beating me on Monday.
Yeah.
Now, you guys do an awesome job, so I'm looking forward to watching the broadcast and all the drivers. Oh, I did get moaned at, though, didn't I? Double R moaned at me.
He did, yeah.
I don't know what he said.
It was unintelligible for me as well, but I heard the word Carl in it, so that's fine.
Hey, Pete, I have to tell you, I think Carl must work for the marketing department of Result, giving you all those compliments.
Without a doubt, yeah. I'm just waiting for some freebies.
Yeah, keep waiting, pal.
Your merchandise side of things, you know, you could buy a beanie hat from us for 50p or whatever it may be. Get it logoed up.
Take you up on that one. Because Stacey's asking on the chat, and the reason that we've not got them yet is because we've had to change the supplier because the previous one was unreliable. So apologies for that.
Was it Clyde involved?
No, on a separate chat when we practice this coming week, I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, okay, mate. Yeah, cool. No worries. Yeah, I mean, where are you? Where are you based?
Everywhere. There's no hiding from me. If you go to China, I'll be hiding in a bowl of rice.
If you're anywhere near Clyde, happy days, because so am I. If you're not, that's even better, because I'm further away from you.
No, I'm not inbred, so I'm further north.
I can send you a brochure, mate.
Cool, do that.
Yeah, cool. I'll sort it out.
Cool, right. Thank you very much, Cal Hardy, our third place 30 incident finisher for Oulton Park.
Cheers, lads. Take care.
Okay, so next we will bring in our third place finisher in GT4, Tyler Newitt. Welcome to the booth.
Hello.
Hello. So, Tyler, first off, a lot of pressure on you tonight with the boss watching.
Oh, yeah. Wayne, yeah, he was in the chat I saw. So, yeah, glad to perform in front of Wayne.
Excellent. So, without sounding too rude, the start, the first half of that race, you was absolutely nowhere. You didn't seem to have any pace. What was going on?
I was fuel saving, believe it or not. I had actually planned to do that. I need to find a BMW to sit behind and fuel save, and fortunately, Paul was. I was a little quicker than him, but I could just sit behind him and lift and coast and save fuel. I had figured in practice. So just going back to Sebring and the lessons learned there, I figured at Sebring that I was about the pace of the front guys, and I qualified poorly and was trying to work my way forward, and that ended badly. So here I decided that when I qualified poorly and I thought I was about the pace of the front guys, I knew I wasn't going to make those places up on track, especially around here. So the plan was just to take it easy, lift and coast, and I had seen Andrew's times in practice, so I got a head start on planning that. I figured I could save about 2 laps if it went green to the end, lift and coasting all the way, and worst case.
Tyler, there's something crawling across your camera.
I think you've got a cat in front of your camera.
It's funny. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's Jeff. He's my racing buddy.
No PC screen. We are a family-friendly show. Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah. That's the benefit of VR is he can't get between my eyes and that screen. So, what's he eat? No, don't eat that, Jeff. Come on. But anyway, yeah, we were. I was just trying to save because worst case scenario, I think the race went green to the end. I could have jumped Paul if I needed to and sputtered across the line with the fuel saving. But best case scenario, the safety car comes out after I've made my pit and before most everyone else has. And that worked out. And I got the track position I needed. I knew I had the pace to kind of keep people behind me. So at that point, I was kind of home free. I didn't realize Paul was in the pits when the yellow came out, so I lifted off, and I think I could have beat him out, beat him to the pit exit line, but and restarted in first. But that's all right. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with third. I think that's about where my real pace was, but I needed a bit of luck to get there since I've seemingly forgotten how to qualify the last few weeks.
Yeah, well, all that seems to fit with what we were seeing on the screen, because after the restart, obviously, you didn't have any fuel worries, and your pace was phenomenal. We see you have a brief battle with Paul and get past him, and yeah, coming home in third place. Probably. Well, I think Andrew Hopley probably benefited most from the safety car because he was out of it. But yeah, you don't scoff at a podium in this championship, do you? There's some quality caliber drivers.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was having to drive pretty much 110% to just stick with Andrew. And I did, which I was pretty happy with. But Stewart was quicker. He was going to get me anyway, even if I didn't have that mistake overtaking Simon, I think it was. So I was pretty sure Stewart was going to get me before the end. But with those, I knew I could keep up with those two. And yeah, never scoff at a podium. If you just take Sebring out, it's all podiums for me. So let's do that. I'm not in the championship because I joined late. So I'm pretty much just trying to get as many podiums as I can, and it kind of lets me do strategies like that, because if I was, maybe in contention, I would have tried to fight it out with Kevin and Roman and AAA, but I was fortunate I'm fortunate to not be racing for points, so I can throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Okay, well, we're hoping that this season has whetted your appetite for this league, and that we see you back in season 3 and possibly drag some more of the XVR boys into it. And we'll see you up there challenging for the championship at the end of it. So, that's hopefully what's going to happen. Before we let you go, Tyler, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, well, first, I don't want to say I'm not hopeful that I can't race next year, but currently I'm able to race because I am not employed at the moment. So in an ideal world, I wouldn't be able to race in this championship, but if things carry on like they are next season, I might be back. So we'll see.
Just make sure you get a job that you don't have to work Wednesdays.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for the broadcast. Thanks to XVR. As always, thanks to the boss for watching, Wayne. Glad to do you proud. And we'll see you next time.
Okie dokie. Thank you very much, Tyler Newitt, 3rd place GT4. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so who shall we bring in next? I'll tell you who we'll bring in next. Let's bring in TCR driver, a good buddy of us broadcasters, Scott Malcolm. Welcome to the booth.
All right, guys.
Hello. So you had some incidents with GT4 drivers tonight, Scott. Do you want to tell us about it?
They're bloody hard to get by.
it is that sort of track, isn't it?
I think it was right at the end of right after the pit stop. There's one between me and David was saying, this guy just can't get by me. I said, well, I can't get by him. Because I was like, he was slow, I was catching him up. And it's just, it was crazy. It was just good to get by. And then, they went for a move on David, and just, that was it. I'd already used my, what do you call it?
Fast repair,
yeah.
I'd already used that, and that was it. Into the barriers, and away.
Yeah, it's it's always unfortunate when that happens. I think as a fast TCR driver behind a slower GT4 driver is probably, ultra frustrating, because you're quicker than them in lap time, but your car just hasn't got the grunt to get you past them. So I can certainly I've had that happen to me before in other series. Yeah. But ultimately, Oulton Park as well is a very, very narrow track. It doesn't help with overtaking, even though I think it's a fantastic track. But you're still, you're not as grumpy as I thought you was going to be. Let's put it that way. So you still must have a bit of a smile on your face.
Grumpy. I don't know where you're getting that from.
It's probably the lack of swear words, to be honest. So next week, sort of same again, isn't it? But slipperier. Suzuka. How does that track suit you?
God, I've not been to that track for ages. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't even think I've driven a TCR around that track. That's going to be interesting, I think. And with that Japanese slippy tarmac, God knows what it's going to be like.
Yeah, I find all the Japanese tracks slippery myself.
It's a lot grippier these days, mind.
Yeah.
When they did the rebuild on the track, it's much grippier than it used to be.
I can't say what I call them on air, but yeah, you know, I'm sure you'll be back next week, Scott, with a smile on your face, and hopefully the fortune cookies go in your favour next week.
Yeah, I'll be back next week, and I've always got a smile on my face. I don't know where you're getting those grumpy this from.
I don't know. Perhaps it's something to do with the messages you keep posting. I don't know. Anyway, it's always.
Well, I might be grumpy in about 5 minutes because I've just seen the Scotland score. So.
Oh dear. Right. Okay. Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you after the race, Scott. I won't mention your finishing place, but if you want to take the mickey out of Carl, he did get 2 drive-throughs for 30 incident points. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Just the usual cronies, you guys, for giving up your time for putting these podcasts on, and all the drivers, all the result drivers, all the viewers, all my fans, everything, you know. God.
Yeah, you probably could have done with him tonight, mate, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so thanks for coming in and talking. Our 9th place finisher in TCR, Scott Malcolm.
Cheers. See you guys next week.
Okay, so we're rattling through the interviews now. Let's bring in 4th place in GT4, Paul Burgess. Welcome to the booth, Paul.
Good evening.
Good evening. So, I'm going to say you had a fairly quiet first half of the race. We was just talking to Tyler, and he was saying that he used you to do a bit of fuel saving. Let's talk about the second half of the race. So you pit, the safety car comes out, possibly when you was already halfway through your pit stop. And you look around you and you think, well, hang on a minute, all these guys in front of me, they've got a pit. I'm in with a chance of a win here. Then you look at the time and you realise, well, hang on a minute, there's going to be about 35 minutes to go. Can I hold off these hard chargers for that amount? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, the win never really crossed my mind there. It was certainly the first half showed me again my race pace wasn't there. This week, I think I picked it up a bit in the second half, and obviously the safety car was absolutely perfect for me. Managed to sneak out in front of Tyler, so it was all about just hoping I could keep the gaps behind me for as long as possible, and then hold them off when they got there. And my heart was pounding for the last 10-15 minutes, however long it was. Kevin was flashing his lights and trying to get past me and at the end of the race, but somehow managed to hold on.
Yeah, we obviously, you know, we see the top 3 go past you, and at that point you're sort of thinking in your head, you know, he's just going to keep dropping down and down and down. But then, like you say, once those 3 had gone past, it stabilised, didn't it? And Kevin found it, well, ultimately impossible to get past you.
Yeah, well, Hopley just had so much pace, as did Stewart, and I think Tyler did a good job of getting off the back of Hopley finding the run on me, that he snuck through as well. But after that, it was just, as long as someone was close enough in pace to me, it's a really hard track to overtake. And I learned where I could sort of back Kevin up and get the run out with the BMW in the corner, just to keep that gap every lap. So the chicane was very helpful to me, because he was losing 3-4 tenths a lap there to me, because of the Porsche wants to take that totally different to the BMW. So things like that just helped me, and my last lap was dreadfully slow, but did enough just to keep Kevin behind.
And ultimately 4th place then, was that better than you'd hoped for?
Probably. I mean, mainly I'm aiming for top 5s just to keep myself in there in the championship, see if I can just about stay in contention for 3rd place. So if I can do 2 more top 5s, I think 3rd, 4th place in the championship should be possible. So that's a goal every week at the moment.
Excellent. Well, it's certainly working. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Definitely Sam this week for a perfectly timed safety car.
Brilliant. Okie dokie. Well, Always a pleasure to talk to you, Paul, and we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Clyde just flushed himself. Oh, that was class.
You really need to
funny
stop
stuff.
Right. So next up for you, Pete.
Yeah, go on.
We are going to bring in 5th place finisher in GT4, Kevin Vimont. Welcome to the booth.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir, Kevin.
Thanks. Good evening.
Because I was pretty much driving around as a lame vehicle for most of it, the only time I saw you tonight was after the restart, and you came flying past me with Roman in tow. Tell me about your race.
For the start is good. I have a pace, and before the safety car, I won pit, but I'm not sure for the fuel and the safety car. In, I'm very, very disappointed.
Right. Okay.
But
So, were you right on the bubble of needing fuel? The fuel bubble, as in, you needed another lap before you could reasonably pit and still have fuel to the end.
yes.
Right. Okay.
But after the safety car, the restart is very mysterious. It's a accordion effect, and Roman bumped me. I have 4 ink, and after I bumped the TCR, and I have another 4 ink, and for the rest of the race, I'm at 14 ink. It's very very difficult to finish. Yes.
Well, I don't think it was me that you bumped. Which TCR was it that you had a coming together with?
I think it was Gary.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry for him.
He won't be that hard done by because he won TCR.
Okay,
So,
it's good.
yeah, I mean, I backed you all up at the restart so that Gary could get some gap because, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to give my teammate what I can. But yeah, if you've ended up with that many X, you still had only a quarter of what Carl Hardy ended up with at the end of the race, so that's good. Any other standout moments for you during that race?
For the race, it's very difficult to overtake the level of
it's
the
Oulton
level.
Park, so yeah. What happened in terms of what was I thinking? Where were you when the massive crash happened?
I don't know.
You must have been beyond that then, so you probably weren't affected by it. Okay, that's no problem. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go?
Yes, I want to thank my team, MK Sport, my teamman Roman for the end of the race for secure my place, and all sponsors Kino Pro, NuAG+.com, Transport DJ Clément, and Domaine Finatro.
Brilliant. Great to see you back in again, Kevin, and we'll see you next time. Where are we next time, did you say, Clyde?
Suzuka.
Yeah. What do you make of Suzuka, Kevin?
Well, it's a track, a normal track for me.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
well, I'll be on track with you, so I'll apologise now. Thank you very much. 5th place, Kevin Vimo.
Thanks. Good.
Okay, so last but not least, we have our 6th place finisher in GT4, Romain Ratu. Welcome to the booth.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Now, from what I remember of the race, you seem to spend the majority of it behind your teammate. Was that some sort of team orders, or could you just not get a move done on him because of the tightness of the track?
In the beginning of the race, it's just because it's very difficult to overtake. But at the end of the race, it's a little bit team order for protect him about the ink. If they battle with a AAA, he have a risk to have a penalty for the ink. So I try to maintain to maintain AAA behind me for protect Kevin at the end of the race, but not in the first part.
Right. Okay. So you was doing what we call a rear gunner for your teammate. What did you think of Oulton Park in this car? It's notoriously narrow, difficult to overtake. It looked like the Porsche was a lot better through the twistier parts, but the BMW had the grunt coming out of the corners. So I think the cars sort of equaled themselves out. It certainly wasn't easy out there, was it?
Yeah, for me it was a complicated race because it was impossible to overtake. The track was really good to race, but really good to lap on this track. But for the race and the overtaking, it's very difficult to make a very clean overtake. We risk at the moment of ink of push the car behind or on front or behind you, so it's very difficult. So it was a complicated race. I used the track particularities with AAA at the end of the race, but on the other hand, the TCR, which force it was a little ridiculous. It will facilitate the overtaking. We would waste all less time, and they can say all what they want in the chat. The TCR had better be more smart in the race because it's very dangerous move about some driver, and yeah, it's a game. It's very frustrating in the race when you are in battle, but at the result, it's more frustrating with the safety car in this race. But because we have the 2-3 position, if the safety car not here in this race, so yeah.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some, don't you, with the safety car? And comments in the chat. Personally, when I race, I don't take any notice of the comments that people make straight after the race because they're still angry. They probably haven't reviewed the replay properly. So yeah, I wouldn't take that to heart, mate. To be honest. Any other standout moments for you?
Yeah, we. But the result is all more frustrating with the safety car. But this is how we will do better next time. And even south, I'll feel like I say this all the time. But yeah, and I would like to thank you for broadcast and championship, my partners, Kinos Pro, Nuage Plus de Com, Transport Digue Clémo, Domaine Filiatro, my partners Kevin, who have a very good pace and a very good race. And see you next time, guys.
Excellent. Well, I've got a little secret job for you, so I shall be sending you a message tomorrow. So look out for that one. Okay,
and,
well,
just one thing. Congratulations to Andrew. If I'm not mistaken, they have all points for be the season 2 champion at the moment right now. So congratulations to him.
Excellent. That's always good to hear. Well, always a pleasure to talk to you, Rowan. Congratulations on your frustrating race, and we'll see you at Suzuka.
Yeah, Suzuka is better.
Catch you later, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the interviews over. So, Bill, race summary from you?
Well, I'll tell you, it went very quickly. Great battle in TCR as usual between Stanley and Shaw, but sadly they were involved in a little collision which shook things up. And the benefactor was our teamie, Gary Craig. Got our first win in this series, which is really excellent. Princess Pete for going along out there still in the KY special, really did a great job. And Oulton Park, always a great place to go. And, you know, and all the whining and complaining, it's still a beautiful track, and it's a wonderful place to race. And, geez, I don't know how it could get any better. I mean, it's, you know, it's been terrific. And congratulations to Andrew Hopley again. I don't know how he does it, but he's got those magic buttons. I'll tell you, it just seems to be in the right place at the right time. And but it's getting a lot tougher for him. We got 3 or 4 guys now that can really put it to him, and I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see people coming along. You know, Tyler Newitt, Stuart Dick, you know, AAA, Kevin Viamont. There's Roman Ratu when he's you know, up to it, and it's going to be interesting if those guys are around for the 3rd season. I don't think it's going to be a walkaway for Andrew Hopley. I mean, he's still a tough guy to beat and hard to bet against, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And the TCR field, wish that would grow a little bit, but what we have so far is pretty interesting, pretty close together. And so it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I was here and looking forward to next week.
Yeah, I'd obviously like to know how much Andrew Hopley is paying Sam for these safety cars. Pete,
I will not tell you.
From I'll use this term very loosely. From a driver's perspective, how was the race? How was the circulating?
Yeah, presenteeism it's called, by the way. I always like racing at Oulton Park. Tonight wasn't my best night. I got back very late. I didn't have very much practice. I was still faster than Carl Hardy, but then yeah, I was going to say what do they call someone who's got like no arms and legs? They'd have.
Well, if they're in the sea, they're called Bob.
They'd have beaten Carl as well, I think, but never mind. I always enjoy racing here. Tonight wasn't my night by any means. It was definitely Gary's night, and for all the cards don't fall for you in many races, they fell for him tonight.
Yeah, certainly.
And he was quick. He wasn't as quick as he wanted to be, and he wasn't as practiced probably as he wanted to be, etc. But at the end of the day, he's ended up at the right place at the right time. And on a track like this, where there's not a great deal of overtaking room, and you have to force the issue, he did a very, very stand-up job of keeping out of trouble, really. Even though he ended up in some trouble, he kept out of the big stuff. So you've got to congratulate him, not just because he's slipped through. See what I did there? In his KY jelly car. And I don't want to know what paint livery I'm going to be driving next week. I really don't.
Oh, you're gonna like it.
It's got to descend into something horrendous at some point. It's great to see Martin joining the troops and being part of the racing league. He's got a way to go to learn iRacing and how the car dynamics are, but it's good to see another person racing. And Oulton Park's always an exciting race, no matter what happens, and tonight was no exception. So being part of it was good. I thought I'd come and join you in the booth after I absolutely mullered my car. I had to get out of the racing line in order to avoid two GT4s getting together in front of me. And I thought, I'm already laps down, so why would I interfere with somebody else's race? So I sacrificed myself. You see what I did there?
What a guy, huh? What a guy.
What a guy. What a guy. Yeah, hero stuff, this.
Yeah, 0 to 0. Sam, so I've yet to see a race on iRacing round Oulton Park where there hasn't been more incidents than overtakes. I think tonight just carried on with that theme. Obviously, we had the big one. But, you know, again, we managed to catch all Pete's crashes.
No, in fact, no, we didn't. I did not show all of them. It was already, a pity to see him like that on track.
Are you saving him for the bloopers reel, are you?
Yep, I am.
Okay.
It's gonna be a long bloopers reel. Get some popcorn and a comfy seat.
That's gonna be funny. I think it's gonna be the trailer of next season. Peach crashing.
Oh yeah.
No, but
in all different liveries as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, as you said, it's a really difficult track, and I think for the track it is, we had really not a lot of incidents. I mean, if you look at other race or leagues around that track in whatever car it is, it's a wreck fest. This one was not. They had some mistakes and things, but overall it was still a good race, I think, and the safety car came out at the best time ever, I think.
It did certainly for Moneybags Hopley and paying you.
Well, I'm gonna add this sentence to the bill next time, so this is why I'm pushing it. But we also saw that Andrew can make mistakes as well in the GT4s, which is great.
Yes, we did, most definitely. Okay, well, from me, I thoroughly enjoyed that race. I do love racing from Oulton Park because it is so difficult to overtake, and it makes drivers do something different. As I said it before, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Andrew Hopley, but after his crash, he wasn't in that race, but the safety car god smiled on him, and so it went really well. TCR, Gary was trying to play down his win, but he wasn't involved in that big one. Who am I looking for? Chris Shaw and help me out. Not Stuart Dick.
Tom Stanley.
Tom Stanley were, wrong place, wrong time, and that can happen. Yes, it was a bit of a daft move from Yaz, and knowing Yaz, I know he'll learn from that, and he's probably absolutely gutted that he caused it. But Gary had to be there to pick up the pieces, and that he did. So, congratulations to Gary. Really looking forward to Suzuka, another track that can be really difficult to overtake on. But, there are some places there, and there are also some places there that can hurt you. So, on the whole, round 10, another fantastic race. Bring on next week. And talking of next week, Friday night, coming up for you on BSTV, we are back in official European Friday night strength of field race with the mighty V8s from Road Atlanta. Really, really looking for that one. On Saturday, we have got the final rounds of the Racetech V8 ESC from Watkins Glen, and we could be naming a third-time champion for the first time. And then, as we've said, next Wednesday we'll be back with these guys in this fantastic league from Suzuka. So I would like to thank everybody that takes part in the races, even Pete, and the emphasis is on taking part and not racing. Always enjoyable. There's some fantastic drivers in this. Good to see Martin blooding his car, shall we say. I'm sure he'll pick the pace up and be up there at some point. Thanks to everybody on the chat. We always enjoy your comments. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, and make sure you follow us on Facebook. And then you'll never miss one of our broadcasts again. Just watching that incident with Yaz on the replay, and it was so innocent, but caused so much carnage. So I'm going to say good night. I'm going to thank Bill and Sam for joining me in the booth, and Pete for being part-time. I shall let the guys say goodnight. Wish Ryan Walker well. Get well soon, mate. Hope to see you back next week. The guys will say goodnight, and then we'll close. So, good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, good night, everybody. From the KY Smooth Driving team.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to all the drivers that showed up, and welcome to Mr. Brennan. Hopefully, he's not too discouraged. Hang in there. It's a tough road to hoe when you first start, but hang in there. Unfortunately, your car is yellow, so things will be great at home. So, welcome aboard. Thanks a lot to Sam and Clyde for the assistance tonight, and looking forward to seeing you soon. Good night, everybody.
Yep. Thanks, Bill. And thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you Friday then for the V8 Supercars. Was that good, guys?
That was rubbish.
Okay, yeah, as always. Well, see you next time.